You may not recognize it when you look in the mirror. You may think the best years of your looks are behind you. But the truth is, being a good-looking older man has nothing to do with wrinkles, gray hair, or the size of your waist. In fact, some of the most attractive men to walk this earth didn't discover their true magnetism until after 60. And if you've ever felt invisible, overlooked, or unsure about your appearance, I want you to hear this with your whole heart. There are signs, real, powerful signs, that you are far more good-looking than you realize. You see, the world has tried to convince men that appearance is only about youth, jawlines, and fashion. But real beauty in a man is timeless. It lives in presence, in wisdom, in calm, in how others feel when they're around you. So if you've been questioning your worth or wondering if anyone notices you anymore, let me walk you through 7 powerful signs that you are, in fact, a good-looking older man, even if you don't see it yet. The first sign is presence. When you enter a room, people notice, even if they pretend not to. You carry a weight with you, a quiet confidence that's been earned through decades of living, loving, losing, learning. Your walk may not be fast, but it's steady. Your posture may not be rigid, but it speaks of a man who has weathered storms and still stands tall. Good looks in older men isn't about flash, it's about gravity. And when you have that, others feel it in their gut. They don't always know how to describe it, but they feel safer, more respectful, and oddly curious when you're near. That's your energy, and it's magnetic. The second sign is the way people treat you in public. Ever notice that strangers smile at you more often than they used to? That cashiers take an extra second to chat? That people say things like, "You remind me of my grandfather," or "You look wise"? These are not casual comments. They're quiet acknowledgements that you radiate something handsome, something solid, something admirable. And yes, that's attractiveness. Not everyone gets it, but you do. The third sign is how younger men talk to you. When they ask for your opinion, when they linger after a conversation, when they show signs of looking up to you, copying your gestures, or repeating something you once said. These are signals that they see you as a leader, a role model, a man whose presence feels worth watching. That is classic masculine allure. Not just beauty, it's influence. The fourth sign is your voice. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But your tone, your rhythm, your calm, those things affect people. If you've been told that your voice is comforting or strong, that's a massive clue. Because women, especially, are drawn to older men who speak slowly, wisely, and with care. There's something deeply appealing about a man who doesn't rush his words and doesn't need to raise his volume to be heard. The fifth sign is eye contact. If people often hold your gaze or struggle to look away, you've got the kind of face and soul that draws attention. Your eyes say things you don't realize. Patience, pain, pride, understanding. That kind of depth is rare and it's beautiful. The sixth sign is that you're remembered. Maybe a waitress remembers your order. Maybe your neighbor's grandkids like coming to you. Maybe someone once told you, "You remind me of someone I love." You leave an impression. That doesn't happen by chance. And finally, the seventh sign, perhaps the most important, is peace. If you've reached a point in life where you no longer chase approval, where you sleep well, knowing you did your best, where you let go of past regrets and carry lessons instead of burdens, then you wear peace. And peace is the most attractive thing a man can wear. So the next time you doubt how you look, Remember, handsomeness at your age isn't about what the mirror says. It's about how the world reacts to your presence. And trust me, they notice more than you think. Now that you know the 7 signs, it's time to go even deeper. Because this message isn't just about noticing what makes you attractive, it's about owning it. You see, being a good-looking older man isn't about ego or vanity. It's about walking in the truth of your worth. The world often ignores older men. It pushes them to the sidelines, assumes they're past their prime, no longer relevant. But that's a lie. In fact, some of the most powerful, impactful, and unforgettable men in history became icons only after turning gray. Why? Because with age comes an aura that can't be faked. Dignity, depth, grace, stillness, certainty. You've lived through eras, decades, and major shifts in the world. You've raised families, built careers, lost people you loved, made mistakes, and survived them all. That kind of life doesn't just build character. It shapes your entire appearance in ways you don't notice. The lines on your face, they tell stories. The silver in your beard, it's a badge of honor. The way you hold a coffee cup with calm hands while younger men tremble in impatience, that's elegance. You don't chase anymore, you attract. You don't shout to be heard, you speak and people lean in. That is peak masculinity. And here's something most older men don't realize. Women, especially mature women, find that absolutely irresistible. They're tired of games, tired of ego. They want calm, they want safety, they want depth. And you, sir, embody that. Have you noticed how often people confide in you? How others are drawn to your opinion? Or how people introduce you with phrases like, "He's the one I was telling you about"? That's not ordinary, that's legacy. And your looks, your smile, your eyes, your energy, they all wrap around that legacy like a well-worn coat. Even your laugh carries weight. It's not loud or showy, but when you laugh, people feel it in their soul. You remind others of someone they miss, someone they admire, someone they trust. And in today's world, where everything moves so fast and people rarely look each other in the eye, a man who carries that kind of steady, noble presence, he's more than good-looking, he's unforgettable. So let me say it clearly one more time. You are good-looking. Not in the teenage sense, not in the magazine cover sense, but in the most important, real, and lasting sense. And if you still don't believe it, try this. Walk through the world this week as if it were true. Straighten your shoulders. Let your eyes meet others. Speak with calm confidence. Watch how people respond. It's not in your head, it's in their reactions. Your beauty has evolved into something rarer, something deeper, something sacred. You've become the kind of man that younger men hope to grow into and women wish they had known earlier. So stop hiding behind the idea that you've faded. You've only sharpened. And if you're watching this now, take it as your sign. Don't play small anymore. You're still in the game. In fact, in many ways, this is your prime. Own your look, own your age, and above all, own your presence. The world needs more men like you, men who wear wisdom like a crown and walk like kings, not because they demand attention, but because they've earned it. You are not invisible, you are unforgettable, and it's time the world and you finally see that. If you felt this message deep in your heart, share it with another older man who needs to hear it. Because the truth is, your looks didn't fade. They matured into something far more powerful. and that deserves to be celebrated.